The sands of time have buried many secrets. Beneath these shifting dunes lie the remnants of a world long forgotten, a world that once thrived with life, culture, and stories that have shaped the very fabric of human history. They whisper tales of ancient civilizations, of gods and monsters, of love and war. These artifacts, though silent, speak volumes about the people who created them, their hopes, dreams, and fears etched into every line and curve. Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers, cradles one such story. This fertile crescent, nourished by the Tigris and Euphrates, was the birthplace of some of humanity's earliest and most influential civilizations. It is a tale passed down through generations, etched on clay tablets and whispered in hushed tones. These tablets, painstakingly inscribed by ancient scribes, hold the keys to understanding a world that once was, a world where the divine and the mortal intertwined. It is the epic battle of Marduk and Inanna, a clash of titans that shook the heavens and shaped the destiny of mankind. This battle, more than just a physical confrontation, was a cosmic struggle, a fight for supremacy that echoed through the ages. This is a story of hubris and power, of sacrifice and redemption, a timeless reminder of the delicate balance between order and chaos. The gods, with their immense power, were not immune to the flaws and virtues that define humanity. The tale takes us back to a time when gods walked the earth, when their actions directly influenced the lives of mortals. These deities, revered and feared, were integral to the daily lives of the people, their stories woven into the very fabric of society. It is a world where magic is real, where monsters lurk in the shadows, and where the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. In this ancient land, the line between myth and reality was often blurred, creating a rich tapestry of legend and lore. The story of Marduk and Inanna is not just a myth. It is a reflection of the human condition, a reminder of the consequences of unchecked ambition and the importance of humility and compassion. Through their tale, we see the eternal struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos, and the enduring power of love and sacrifice. This ancient narrative, though set in a distant past, continues to resonate with us today, reminding us of our shared humanity and the timeless lessons that history imparts. Marduk, the son of Enki, was a god of storms, wisdom, and magic. He was a powerful warrior, a skilled magician, and a cunning strategist. When the world was young and chaos reigned, it was Marduk who stepped forward to confront the monstrous Tiamat, goddess of the primordial deep. Armed with his mighty weapon, the winds, and his unwavering courage, he vanquished the beast and brought order to the cosmos.
This victory earned me the respect of the gods and the title of King of the Gods.
Marduk's victory was a turning point in the history of the world. He became the champion of order, the protector of humanity, and the ruler of the heavens. He established Babylon as his capital and built the Esagila, his grand temple, as a symbol of his power. The people revered him, offering prayers and sacrifices to appease him and ensure their prosperity. But power, like a double-edged sword, can corrupt even the noblest of hearts. As Marduk's power grew, so did his pride. He was no longer just a god among gods. He saw himself as the supreme ruler, the one who held the universe in his grasp. He began to believe that he was above the other gods, that his will was law. His arrogance knew no bounds, and he dismissed the counsel of his peers, considering their wisdom inferior to his own. He became obsessed with his own immortality, seeking to unlock the secrets of eternal life. He delved into ancient texts and arcane rituals, convinced that he alone could conquer death and time. In his arrogance, he decided to construct a monument to his greatness, a structure so grand that it would rival the heavens themselves. This was not just a building, it was a declaration of his divine right to rule for eternity. This was the Great Pyramid, a towering edifice of stone and magic, a marvel of engineering and mystical power. Each stone was imbued with enchantments, each corner aligned with celestial bodies. A testament to Marduk's hubris, the pyramid stood as a symbol of his unyielding ambition and his desire to be remembered for all time.
This pyramid will stand as a testament to my greatness, a beacon of my eternal reign. It will be a sanctuary where I can rule unchallenged forever, a symbol of my eternal reign, a place where my name will be whispered with reverence and fear for generations to come.
Unbeknownst to him, Marduk was walking into a trap. His pride had blinded him to the machinations of those who envied and feared him. The other gods, sensing his growing arrogance and fearing his unchecked power, decided to intervene. They convened in secret, their discussions heated and urgent. They manipulated him, whispering doubts and fears into his mind, fueling his paranoia. They played on his deepest insecurities, making him believe that his only path to safety lay in isolation. They convinced him that the only way to ensure his safety and immortality was to lock himself inside the Great Pyramid, protected by powerful enchantments. They promised him that within its walls he would be invincible. Blinded by his own ambition, Marduk fell for their deception. He saw the pyramid not as a prison but as a fortress, a place where he could achieve his ultimate goal of eternal life. He entered the pyramid, believing it to be his sanctuary, unaware that he had just imprisoned himself. The massive stone doors closed behind him, sealing his fate.
I am safe here, protected by my own creation. This is my kingdom, my eternal throne. Nothing can harm me now. I am beyond the reach of my enemies, beyond the grasp of time itself.
Little did he know the Great Pyramid would become his prison, a place where his dreams of immortality would turn into a nightmare of eternal solitude, a monument not to his greatness but to his tragic fall. The carvings and hieroglyphics that adorned its walls would tell a story not of triumph but of hubris and downfall. The pyramid stood as a silent witness to Marduk's folly, a reminder that even the mightiest can fall when blinded by pride. The sun set over the desert, casting long shadows over the pyramid, as if mourning the fate of the once great god. The news of Marduk's self-imposed imprisonment spread like wildfire through the celestial realms. The gods rejoiced, believing that they had successfully neutralized the threat to their power. But one goddess felt a pang of guilt and fear.
I know my son's heart. I sense his vulnerability, the fear that lurks beneath his prideful facade.
Ningishida, Marduk's mother and the goddess of healing and fertility, knew her son's heart. She sensed his vulnerability, the fear that lurked beneath his prideful facade.
The other gods have manipulated him, exploited his weaknesses to their advantage. Despite his flaws, Marduk is not inherently evil. He has erred, yes, but he can still be redeemed.
Determined to save her son, Ningishida set out to find someone who could help, someone with the strength and the courage to confront the other gods and free Marduk from his self-made prison. Her search led her to Ninurta, Marduk's old friend and rival. Ninurta, the god of war and agriculture, was a formidable warrior, renowned for his strength and his skill in battle. His prowess on the battlefield was unmatched, and his strategic mind made him a force to be reckoned with. Tales of his victories spread far and wide, and his name was synonymous with power and honor. He was also a just and honorable god, known for his fairness and his unwavering sense of duty. Ninurta's sense of justice was deeply ingrained in his character, and he was revered not just for his might, but for his wisdom and fairness. He was a protector of the weak and a champion of the oppressed, always striving to maintain balance and order. However, Ninurta harbored a deep resentment towards Marduk. This resentment was not born out of jealousy, but rather from a profound sense of betrayal. Marduk, once a trusted ally, had shown a side of himself that Ninurta could not reconcile with the values he held dear. He had always been wary of his friend's ambition, and Marduk's recent actions had only confirmed his suspicions. Marduk's rise to power had been swift and ruthless, and his methods were often questionable. Ninurta could see the danger in Marduk's unchecked ambition, and it troubled him deeply.
Ningishida, I remember Marduk's transgressions, his arrogance, and his lust for power. These are not the traits of a leader who cares for his people. His actions have sown discord and mistrust among the gods. Why should I help him now? What has he done to deserve my aid? His past deeds weigh heavily on my mind, and I cannot simply overlook them.
When Ningishida approached him pleading for his help, Ninurta was hesitant. He knew the gravity of the situation, but his heart was conflicted. The memories of Marduk's actions were still fresh, and the wounds they had caused were deep. He reminded her of Marduk's transgressions, of his arrogance and his lust for power. These were not mere mistakes, but deliberate choices that had far-reaching consequences. Ninurta's voice was stern as he recounted these events, his eyes reflecting the pain and disappointment he felt.
Ninurta, my son is vulnerable. Despite his flaws, he is in a position of great peril. The forces that threaten him are relentless, and he cannot face them alone. Fear and loneliness gnaw at his heart. He is isolated, surrounded by enemies who seek to exploit his weaknesses. His once unshakable confidence has been eroded, and he is in desperate need of support. Remember, despite his flaws, he is still the hero who vanquished Tiamat, the protector of humanity. His bravery and strength in that battle were unparalleled, and he saved countless lives. That heroism cannot be forgotten, nor can the good he has done be erased by his mistakes.
Her words struck a chord in Ninurta's heart. He could feel the sincerity in her plea, and it stirred something deep within him. The memories of Marduk's heroism and the bond they once shared began to resurface. He could not deny the truth in her words, nor could he ignore the desperation in her voice. The conflict within him was palpable as he weighed his resentment against the need for unity and support. With a heavy heart, Ninurta agreed to help. His sense of duty and justice ultimately prevailed, and he knew that he could not turn his back on someone in need, even if that someone was Marduk.
Very well, Ningishida, I will help. But know this, my trust is not easily regained. Marduk must prove himself worthy of this second chance, for the sake of what he once was and what he might still become. I will stand by him, but he must show that he has learned from his past and is committed to a better path.